Welcome to TBC News, our top stories. Stimulating economic growth through communication. Rukwa set to be a crucial tripartite business center. Good evening, I am Faida Ngaga. You can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online. Also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and Twitter pages at TBC Online. The completion of the strategic communication project of 42 towers in Zanzibar has led to 99% communication coverage in the islands, benefiting the citizens and bringing major economic reforms. Is a report by Amini Mgeni, read by Lulua Mohammed.
It is a strategic project that has cost the government more than 6.9 billion Tanzanian shillings, benefiting 38 wards by setting 42 towers that has completely changed the economic situation of Unguja and Pemba.
Tulikuwa tupo hapa, lakini ilikuwa natafuta mawasiliano ili kupata usafiri.
There was a time when my son was sick. I spent a lot of time looking for network to get a ride. However, after finding it, it was too late.
We were getting poor networks. Sometimes when you call someone, it becomes unavailable.
The goal of this investment is to ensure that now citizens can incorporate technology to implement the blue economy and improve fishing activities.
Communication service is very good now because in the beginning we were doing business. It was very difficult until you get to go to the customer's home.
Communication service is better right now than before because we had to go to the hill or valley so we can get the network.
The authorities in Zanzibar say this strategy is part of the government strategy to bring economic revolution to the people of Zanzibar.
Sisi kama Tanzania tuko katika mashirika mbalimbali ya kimataifa na ya kikanda.
We are in various international and regional organizations. Among the goals of the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations state that everyone should not be left behind in communication.
Kama unavyofahamu ulimwengu wa leo bila tehama ni kama samaki.
As we know, today's world without information is like when you take a fish out of the sea and you put it into the land. It should not be able to do anything, but if you return it to the water, it will gain its strength.
The Universal Communication Fund, UCSAF, is responsible for this project and has spent 6.9 billion Tanzanian shillings to build 42 towers in Zanzibar. Justina Mashiba is the UCSAF Chief Executive Officer.
Moja maeneo ambalo tumetekeleza miradi ni upande wa Zanzibar.
One of the areas where we have implemented projects is Zanzibar. When we talk about UCSAF, there are some works that belong to the union, communication being one of them. So we had to look at communication challenges in the island of Zanzibar by collaborating with our colleagues from the Communication Authority, TCRA, in aligning the areas. So we found that in order for Zanzibar to be fully covered, it requires the construction of 42 towers.
Ili tukamilishe Zanzibar nzima iwe covered, tunahitaji ujenzi wa minara 42.
A total of 38 wards have now been reached by these reforms, but the main aim of the government is to make sure no one is left behind when it comes to opportunities presented by communication. 1% is left to be 100% and ensure that now in Zanzibar, everyone has access to telecommunication.
Now, from Zanzibar, let's head over to Rukwa region, where the Rukwa Regional Commissioner, Queen Sandiga, says trade between Tanzania and the neighboring countries of Zambia and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, continues to improve due to the completion of water and road infrastructures. The business community in Rukwa region is delighted with the friendly business cooperation from the neighboring countries of Zambia and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, which present greater business opportunities to the Rukwa residents. Jose Acheo reports.
Things are no longer the same in Lake Tanganyika. Traders are enjoying the welcoming business atmosphere. It starts with the compression tarmac level road construction from Sumbawanga town to the port of Kasanga in Kalambo district.
Tu jirani na hizi nchi ni fursa kama ambavyo wao wenzetu pia wanatutumia sisi kama fursa.
Being a neighbor of these countries is an opportunity, as our colleagues use us as an opportunity, because the Congolese buy a lot of things from us. So it is my hope to see that many investors will come to open large wholesale stores to reduce the long journeys of the foreigners who cross to buy things far away.
Some businessmen in Sumbawanga have admitted that benefiting from Zambia and the DRC.
In fact, the relationship between these neighboring countries is good. They buy various things from us, like flour and soap.
Zambians are more involved in the seafood business, but Congolese also do business here.
It is a great opportunity for these three countries surrounded by Lake Tanganyika commercially. Jose Acheo, TBC News, Rukwa.
Thank you very much, Jose Acheo, for that report. The government has challenged universities in the country to come up with the best ways to produce graduates with technical skills which are needed in the current industrial job market. The call was made by the Minister of Investment, Industry and Trade, Dr. Ashatu Kijaji, in Dar es Salaam when launching an industrial advisory committee that involves academicians and stakeholders from the private sector. Rehema Sebabili has more.
A study conducted in 2014 by the employers' associations depicted high discrepancies between industrial needs in terms of qualified workforce and those graduating from the universities. The study showed that most of the graduates from higher learning institutions do not have competent knowledge which is needed in the industry.
There is a gap and there is a mismatch between the practical side and the theoretical side of industrial revolution. So from these findings, from these studies, we are here as practitioners, but also theoreticians, because here we are in an academic institution. We just want them to look at the theories, but actually trying to link with the practical side of what they are doing.
Furthermore, the minister has called on the committee to find out the challenge that made the business community in the country fail to supply green bananas to the Saudi Arabian market, as they needed 24 containers of green bananas. Only one container was supplied.
Our supply said we don't have the supply. So that's one of the issues that I have just indicated and directed to this committee, that they have to look what is actually the problem. Because when you go to the farmers, bananas are there. So what is the problem between the whole value chain? Banana producers towards the financial institutions and our business community. What is the missing link between these actors within? So actually, we really need to have the researches that have to be dealt within this area so that we can have the whole link in the whole value chain of the business in this area.
On his part, the acting vice-chancellor of the Mzumbe University, Professor William Wegoha, says the university has received approximately $21 million from the World Bank for the implementation of the project to ensure that what they produce is in line with the needs of labor market in the country.
This is a component of a diverse committee that's composed of the external and internal members, whom we think they will sit down together as a think tank so that they can brainstorm on the issues that are pertaining to the way that we offer our training, so that now from that point then we can be advised on how we can look into our programs, but also make some necessary adjustments so that we can now meet the demands of the market. And what we want to achieve actually in the long run is one now to get products that are out there, going out there and be competitive.
Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Rehema Sebabili, TBC News.
Thank you very much, Rehema Sebabili, for that report. Now let's head over to Rukwa region, where the government has allocated 567 billion shillings to complete the road infrastructure construction in the Kigoma region, bringing a relief to the residents and stimulating economic activities. It's a report by Silvanus Mauki, read by Dodua Mohammed.
The economy needs reliable infrastructure to connect supply chains and efficiently move goods and services across various areas. That is why the government has been implementing various infrastructural projects in Kigoma region in order to curb the problems associated with poor infrastructure.
We ask that a tarmac road be built on time to ease transportation in our area.
When this road is completed, business will be good and people will be able to travel however they want.
I will be able to pick up products and deliver to places like Kasulu with ease. But when the road is completed, I'll be able to take the products out of here and it will be easy for cars to bring products here too.
Speaking at the area where the project is being implemented, the Tanzania National Roads Agency TANROADS manager in Kigoma region, Engineer Nakris Choma, resident engineer Gelaudios Tadese, and the project manager Jerome Lin here explain the progress of the projects.
The last 3-4 years, we have received more than 567.3 billion budget for financing more than 9 upgrading road projects in Kigoma regions, including 1 project for improvement of Kigoma Airport. And apart from that, we have about 9 other projects of design review and the design of other projects. For example, extension of runway. Existing runway has a total length of 1,240 meters. Will be added about 600 meters to make it about 2.9 kilometer, which can accommodate a big aircraft like Dreamliner to Kigoma. This design is going on using our internal experts from TANROADS.
So now we are on the pace of good progress to complete all the earthworks and to start the pavement activities immediately after the rain stops. Currently, the contractor's progress is 49%, and the commencement date of the project was 13th September 2020. So we hope that the contractor is going to complete the project with the required quality and time. So as far as we are the consulting supervisor, we are controlling the road quality, the time and the cost.
We are carrying on lots of works like earthworks and rock excavation and structures and producing some aggregates to make sure we finish these projects on time.
Various projects are implemented in Kigoma region, and up to now 100 kilometers out of 420 have been completed at the asphalt level, along with the construction of a joint border station between Tanzania and Burundi, which will cost 93 billion shillings, as well as the improvement of the Kigoma airport, which is managed by the Road Agency Tanzania, TANROADS.
That was a story from Kigoma region and not Rukwa, as mentioned prior. Now let's have a look at other stories. The young people who received a 1-year training at the Livestock Training Agency Buhuri campus in Tanga region say that they are ready to maximize on the knowledge they have received for the benefit of the current and future generations. It's a report by Betha Mwambela, read by Apasia Ringo.
The government had given an opportunity to 240 unemployed youth from various places in the country. Among them, 30 are in Tanga region. These young people have learned the best cattle fattening methods training given by the Ministry of Livestock and Fisheries.
Nashukuru Mheshimiwa Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan.
I thank the President, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, for enabling young people to have this opportunity of cattle fattening so that we can earn capital to support ourselves.
If I live here, I will be a good investor, and I will be able to hire my fellow youth and teach them how to raise livestock commercially.
And here the Deputy Minister for Livestock and Fisheries, David Silinde, explains how they organize themselves to make a contribution to the national income.
The Ministry of Livestock and Fisheries has set a goal that in the next few years we wanted the contribution of the livestock and fishing sector to the nation to double from where it is because the contribution is very small and we're looking to go further.
The former Prime Minister Mizengo Pinda has visited the firm to eyewitness the actual working conditions and then gives his assessments.
Mi niwatie moyo tu hasa vijana.
I encourage them to see that the agricultural and the livestock sectors, both meat and poultry, as an opportunity. We want to see what benefits they have gained within the next 5 years.
Tanzania Shipping Agencies Corporation TASAC Director General Kaimu Mkeyege has directed the owners of water vessels to comply with the rules and laws set in the country in order to avoid accidents. He gave the directive during a special search and rescue training by the International Maritime Organization, IMO, insisting that these rules include hiring qualified people based on the criteria defined by the law for the safety of passengers and their properties. Is a report by Ngariai Olekimosa, read by Lulua Mohammed.
It is a special search and rescue training involving air and marine stakeholders.
Kwa kanuni za shirika la IMO,
in accordance with the principles of International Maritime Organization and the Tanzania Civil Aviation Authority, we cooperate in search for the solution. If the plane falls into the water, it is our job to find it because we are marine experts.
Mafunzo haya ni muhimu kwa sababu yanatujengea uwezo.
These trainings are important because they build our capacity in searching and rescuing planes in case of any error.
After the training, a question arises: why are planes diverted to the sea in times of emergency?
Ili kuangalia mahala ambapo inaweza kutoa salama, mara nyingi huwa inaangaliwa.
To check where it is safe for the plane to land to reduce possible harm. On dry land, there are many things, including buildings, trees, and many others. But we believe it is a plain area in the water.
The water safety stakeholders say that Tanzania has started to take important steps.
Vifo vya majini vya kizembe,
careless marine death caused by the act of rescue not being carried out have decreased because an individual may lose his life due to lack of information. But currently, the whole of Tanzania has a search and rescue center number, and now we are getting a lot of calls.
Kaimu Mkeyenge is the TASAC Director General, and here he gives instructions to the water vessels owners.
Hawa wa vyombo waweze kuwa na waajiriwa ambao
vessel owners should have employees who meet the criteria defined in laws and regulation to prevent arbitrary operation of vessels. There has been a tendency of vessel owners to employ people who have not undergone proper training, and it is legal offense. In this way, we will be able to develop the sector safely and protect the lives of citizens and their properties.
40 stakeholders, including the Navy, the Air Force, the Tanzania Port Authority, have been given search and rescue training to improve water transportation safety.
East Africa Philanthropy Network, EAPN Executive Director Evans Okinyi says development philanthropists should participate in development activities in order to assist the government in solving the social challenges facing the society. Here's a report by Safina Yasin, read by Apasia Ringo.
East Africa Philanthropy Network Executive Director Evans Okinyi made the call during a press conference as part of the preparations for the general meeting of the organizations, sectors and philanthropic institutions that will be held in Zanzibar Islands from the 28th to 30th June this year. This conference is a summit for exchanging experience and making collaborative evaluations on how to find a good way for the society to philanthropize and invest for different stakeholders in the East African region.
The government is the best development stakeholder. There is no doubt about that. But what do we do for our self-development when the government has not met our expectations? So that's why we are meeting in order to better environment to conduct philanthropy.
And here the goals of this philanthropic conference were stipulated.
Highlighting systems transformation while amplifying and curating solutions for collective action in philanthropy. What we are trying to say is we've got to transform systems if we are to transform philanthropy. We've got to move together as a sector with other stakeholders if we are to bring the meaningful change that we are looking at. And so the whole conversation around collective action, collaborations, partnerships with the entities that we should be collaborating with, including the government, the private sector, and of course within the philanthropy sector itself, then we will achieve that meaningful transformation that we are looking at.
The conference will include more than 300 philanthropic experts and institutions.
The item concludes local news. International news up next. Now let's have a look at international news with Nasser Kingu.
President William Ruto of Kenya has broken his silence on the Shakahola cult in Kilifi County, saying that the perpetrators belong in prison. Speaking in Kenya, Ruto says he has instructed the agencies responsible to take up the matter and get to the root cause of the activities of religious or people who want to use religion to advance an acceptable ideology.
Any religious group that preaches against the tenets of the Constitution, any religious institution that teaches against seeking medical attention or going to school, those responsible should be prosecuted. Those institutions and those religious institutions should be closed down because they are working against the collective interest of the people of Kenya.
The Kenyan Red Cross says about 112 people have been reported missing as investigations intensify in Kilifi County. Reports say Kenyan police have recovered 58 bodies, mostly from mass graves in a forest in eastern Kenya, thought to be followers of a Christian cult who believed they will go to heaven if they starved themselves. Kenya's Inspector General of Police, Japhet Kome, visiting the scene, says the death toll included 50 people found in mass graves, as well as 8 who were found alive and emaciated but later died. He added that 29 survivors had been rescued and police were still searching for potential others. The authorities in northern Burkina Faso say about 60 civilians have been killed in the village of Karma near the border with Mali. Reports say more than 100 people on motorbikes and pickup trucks had raided the village. An attack on Burkinabe army and volunteer forces took place in the same region near Ohigoya earlier last week, leaving around 40 dead and more than 30 injured. Thousands have been killed since militants started operating in the area in 2015. And Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed says his government had opened talks with Oromo Liberation Army, OLA, a rebel group active in the Oromia region, the country's largest and most populous region. He says negotiations will start this week in Tanzania, saying Ethiopian government and people are in deep need of the negotiation process, calling upon all groups to play their part. In a statement on Monday, the OLA confirmed the talks, saying it was a crucial and positive step towards establishing a lasting peace in the region. It says the government had accepted its terms for peace negotiations, including the inclusion of a third-party mediator. The OLA and the federal government blame each other for a number of attacks in the Oromia region. The rebel group, which claims to be fighting for the rights of ethnic Oromo people, was designated a terrorist organization by the federal government in May 2021.
That was international news as compiled by Dorothy Murray and read to you by Nasser Kingu. Sports news is up next. Here is sports news with Mario Cheto.
Tanzania Film Board has signed the agreement to strengthen cooperation in the film production sector in Tanzania. Speaking after witnessing the signing ceremony of the agreement between the two parts in Dodoma, Minister of in the country, while the Deputy General Secretary technical expertise to improve quality production of film in Tanzania.
kupitia bodi ya filamu.
Through Film Board, we signed agreement to see how we can educate each other to acquire technical skills. Also, we invited South Korea to come to Tanzania to see how we...
Agreement has been reached because of good international cooperation that exists between Tanzania and South Korea. The Tanzanian boxer Ibrahim Najum, who fainted during his fight against Laurent Sangu at Jamhuri Stadium in Dodoma on Sunday and was rushed to hospital, has had a successful head surgery at Dodoma Regional Referral Hospital and is recovering. Dodoma Referral Hospital physician in charge, Stanley Mahundo, reveals that after the head surgery, the boxer is improving and they are hoping that he will be in good shape.
As I speak, he needed to be in a theater room for minor surgery. His surgery was delayed, which was a bit injured. And after some time, as the Dodoma Referral Hospital expertise, we hope that he will be okay.
Boxer Ibrahim Najum sustained head injury and fainted after he received strong punches from his opponent Laurent Sangu in non-title fight held in Dodoma on Sunday. Malio Cheto, TBC News.
Thank you very much, Malio Cheto, for the sports news. And that marks the end of the News Bulletin for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. I am Faida Ngaga. Good night.